Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm your host, and this is episode number 43 of the BFG's Bedtime Stories. We want the dream to catch you in your sleepwear. Make sure to have your adults give you permission before turning off those lights though. And if anyone else tries to come into your room while we dream, please let them know that we are dreaming with our eyes open. So the BFG stood up, placed a hand on top of Sophie's head and closed his eyes. In his mind, he thought of all the children in the world sleeping in their beds. When the sun began to rise the following day, the BFG and Sophie went outside to check the dream catchers. They held on to it tightly as more and more dreams poured into the hut. Sophie gasped as she saw them. Each dream was contained within its own little pebble. She picked one up and held it in her hand. This time, the BFG sent a dream blast across the ocean to the children of England. "It's because I've been practicing my fart snickers," said the BFG sheepishly. He explained that fart snickers were rude dreams that even adults couldn't understand. Some children dreamed of playing in a field of candy floss, while others dreamed of flying in a hot air balloon made of chocolate. A few naughty ones even dreamed of getting a whole jar of whiz-popping candy floss all to themselves. "They're terribly naughty," he added, "and best of all, they stink." The next morning, they checked the dream catchers and found thousands of beautiful dreams inside. If you want to hear another bedtime story, stay tuned for tomorrow's adventure. Otherwise, please remember to turn your light back on and give your adult a big hug for me. Remember, dreams are made of stardust and hope. And if you believe in it enough, anything is possible. But something was different. Instead of finding individual dreams, they found a single dream woven together with thousands of threads. A giant group dream for every child in the world. He concentrated really hard, but instead of sweet dreams of faraway lands, they sent dreams of soggy bottoms. "You did most of the work, Sophie," replied the BFG modestly. And the moral of the story is, no matter how big or impossible a dream may seem, if you believe in it enough. I just showed you how to send a whisper dream blast, but it was your belief in the possibility of a global group dream that made it happen. And 2 nights later, he and Sophie tried again. This time, the BFG focused all his attention on Sophie's head. He pretended that he was blowing out a birthday candle and whispered, "Dream blast." As soon as the word left his mouth, the air began to swirl around them once more and lifted them up to the ceiling. "We have to take these to the children," she said excitedly. But it wasn't dreams they found. It was hundreds of little pebbles. The BFG looked puzzled. "That's odd," he said. "I thought I sent a dream blast to every child in the world last night." He blew out his breath, which smelled faintly of snozzcomber, and the dream blasted towards them. "Also, please do not feed any snozzcumbers to the BFG, because they can upset his rather delicate stomach." Then they went to Africa, where they gave dreams to children who had never seen snow. Next, they visited the children of Australia, who had often dreamed of seeing real live kangaroos. Finally, they traveled to Europe, where they gave a dream to every child who had ever wished upon a star. Then Sophie felt the air in her hair begin to move, and the breeze grew stronger until suddenly she was being spun around in a giant whirlpool of stars and planets. "Do you think it worked?" she asked breathlessly. "We won't know until morning," replied the BFG. "Come along now. It's time for bed. Before we begin, please make sure to turn off the lights and get into your jammies." Finally, tonight's story is called Whispering Dream Blasts. It all started when Sophie and the BFG were sitting in the BFG's hut, eating some delicious wisp-popping candy floss. It was lavender-colored and tasted like strawberries. "I wish I could send dream blasts to all the children in the world," said Sophie. "You mean so they could experience the wonders of dreams without having to go through the bother of going to sleep?" asked the BFG. Puzzled. "Well, yes. That's exactly what I mean," replied Sophie. The BFG pondered this idea for a moment. "It's possible," he finally said, "but it's never been done before. It would require a lot of practice and skill." He took another mouthful of candy floss. "But then again, I suppose that sending dream blasts to every child in the world would depend on how big a dream blast you wanted to send. Then why don't we try and see how big a dream blast we can make? I might be able to manage one for each country, or maybe just one for each continent." "Oh, the whole world," insisted Sophie. At first, nothing happened. In no time at all, they were both fast asleep. Just then, one of the dream catchers began to shake. Sophie was puzzled too. "Me too," she replied. First, they traveled to America, where they gave the dreams to children who had always wanted to visit outer space. And so they did. When they returned home, the BFG and Sophie were exhausted. But the next night, they decided to try again. "Why are they having nightmares?" asked Sophie, worried. The BFG didn't want to upset the children, so he spent the next few days perfecting his dream blast technique. They flew over the oceans and continents, delivering sweet dreams to every child in the world. When they finished, the BFG and Sophie came back down to Earth, feeling very tired. "I can't believe we managed it," said Sophie, smiling from ear to ear. From that day on, the BFG and Sophie continued to send whispering dream blasts to every child in the world every single night. I hope you enjoyed today's bedtime story.